If thinking is a crime, then I'm pretty sure all of us would be criminals right now. Me personally, I think I would be put in maximum security prisons with no chance of parole, 24/7 monitoring, people peeping in through the hole in the wall, looking at my every moves. He's not allowed to think like that. And I'm sure throughout the course of your life, you would have had many thoughts in which they would be deemed socially unacceptable. Thoughts that are so heinous, so forbidden, that you cannot speak them in public. You have to keep them to yourselves. There was a book that I read not long ago called 1984, written by George Orwell, one of the greatest writers of all time. Back in high school, when my teachers asked me to read this book, I was hesitant. I didn't like reading when I was a kid. I hate reading. I hate having to sit down for hours scanning the pages with my eye. I mean, it's not interesting at all. What do you do when you read? You sit there and you do nothing with your body. Just sit there with your eyes scanning the pages. Sometimes I would get lost in my thoughts. I would get distracted. Hey, by the way, did you check the oven? Is the chicken burning? Hey, by the way, you have to go to work soon. Hey, by the way, mom told you to take out the trash. She's gonna be home soon and she's gonna get really mad at you. Sometimes I get those thoughts, those intrusive thoughts while I'm reading, which really disrupts the flow of the story. You know, when you're reading, what you're essentially doing is you need to form an image in your mind. You are transported into a different realm, into a different world. You're trying to put yourself in the character's shoes. Sometimes you get so engrossed in this process that you imagine yourself as the main character, going through life, facing these challenges, meeting these opponents, as if you were there in the story. He is literally me. He's literally me. He's about to commit a murder. He is literally me. Sometimes, though, I get really into these stories, but then a strand of thoughts flash before my mind, and I find myself battling these thoughts, having to reread the sentence again, reread the whole paragraph again, reread the whole page again, because I've forgotten where I was up to, what my character was doing. Your mind is amazing. It's fascinating. It's fascinating what your mind can do. But then, I think with the rise in the AI technology nowadays, this part of our humanity is gonna be, I don't think this will be ours much longer. Soon, our minds won't be our own anymore. I read this book, 1984 by George Orwell, and there's this concept called thought crime, in which the citizens of this particular dystopian dictatorship regime, they are not really allowed to even think of certain things. Things such as rebellion, overthrowing the government, sexual immorality. Thoughts like that are considered thought crimes. And what will happen to those people who engage in these criminal activities? Who knows? Who knows? It's been a while since I last read the book, but if I remembered correctly, they get sent to sort of like a concentration camp, a re-education camp, where their mind is basically erased and they're retrained to think a certain way. Your mind is the most sacred thing. Your mind is your own. I know I'm going to upset a lot of people, but I like to use hyperbole to really express my point here. You take my physical body, you put me in a camp, a concentration camp. I know the historic significance of these sayings, but I just want to make a point here. You take me, you put me in a concentration camp, or you make me work until the day that I die. You strip away my freedom. You take away all of my rights. You castrate me, take away my balls. Reduce me to nothing physically. Take away my title as a man. And yet, I'm still going to be free. I'm still going to be free. This is the sort of thinking that a lot of religious people tend to have, overly religious people. I'm not proud to say this, that I got inspiration from religious people, because sometimes they are seen as being mad. This is madness. Overly religious people, the saints, the brothers, Christians, Muslims, people of faith who have been persecuted over the centuries for not denouncing their faith, staying faithful to their God until the day that they are killed. Some people in World War II, when I remember this saint, his name is Saint Maximilian Kolbe. He was a Polish man, I believe, and the Nazis captured him, and basically during his last days at the concentration camp, he was out there preaching to all of the prisoners. Basically, the Nazi told him to denounce his God, to not believe in God anymore, but he refuses. Yeah, like I was saying, your mind is the most sacred thing. As long as you have your mind and your thoughts are your own, then you are free. Then you are free. You can take the physical body away, but if you can still keep your mind, you still refuse to be a slave, then you are free. You are free. If you're not a slave to your habits, what you're addicted to, drugs, pornography, gambling, all of these things, you're still a slave if you let these things control you. I worry that one day AI technology will eventually take over the world, take over our humanity. And there'll be technology in which your brain will be scanned and analyzed for thoughts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a solution. I don't really have a solution. Should I keep sharing my thoughts? Or should I keep quiet? Delete everything, move to the woods, grow my own vegetables. Sorry, I just sound so, I don't know. I sound like one of those conspiracy theorists, really crazy people. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. Given the past few videos and what has been happening in my life as well, there are people expressing concern for me, concerns for my welfare, thinking that I might be going mad at the moment. Yeah, people thinking that I shouldn't be thinking these things, really. I'm not allowed to even express what I think. Even though that's what I think, I can't even speak my thoughts. I don't care if it's wrong or right. I can't even express my thoughts. How do you expect to get help if you don't tell the world what you think? How can your thoughts be corrected if you don't tell the world what you're thinking right now? And I don't know what to do, honestly. As always, guys, stay strong. God bless. Don't give up. Don't be afraid. We will figure this out. But at the moment, this is how I think. And yeah, I hope you're doing well out there. Stay strong. God bless. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace.